What steps should you take then? What's the next thing to think about?
The next thing to think about is you need to make a plan, right? We know divorce seasons peak in March, and they also peak in August. That's because people don't want to disrupt the holidays, that sacred, protected time, right? It is.
Yeah.
And once you decide to divorce, you need to get your money in order, and you need to find a lawyer. And so make a plan that's going to be minimally disruptive to your kid's life and to your life, and figure out a way to move forward. And you've got to grieve this exactly as you would a death, because it's the death of this relationship. And so you've got to take the time and go through all the phases and understand this. A marriage isn't beautiful just because it lasts, right? Take away the beautiful things from it. Keep the blessing, learn the lesson, and then move on, because coming out of this is moving you towards that person you're supposed to be. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ish, I mean, if you go into your marriage saying, well, there's always divorce, I mean, that's like my trump card, then you shouldn't be getting married.
I'm going to blow your mind now. Half of the people in this country who are married find their soulmate only after they get married. And so sometimes we make mistakes. That's a huge number.
That's a really big number.
Sometimes we make mistakes because we're picking for the wrong reason.
Wait,
So you think people
for me, I'm
grow?
being a little slow on the uptake here, just to clarify.
Most of the people.
I've married for 14 years, and I think I've already met my soulmate. So you're saying you may be married to the wrong person.
Up to half of the people say, I met my soulmate only after I got married. Because guess what a marriage teaches you? It teaches you exactly what you don't want. Right? Now you know. Now you know.
But at the same time,
it does.
What you do want, what you would like to have there at home.
And it teaches you communication, and it teaches you compromise.
Yes. There's another C word, communication, but curiosity. Remember when you first met that person and you couldn't get enough, you couldn't ask enough questions, that you want to know everything there is to know about, and you would just sit there and you would talk about all the things you want, and you would dream together. You would dream about the future together and what that looked like. Married couples don't do that anymore. Because we assume that once we get married, this other person should know what makes us happy, and vice versa, and that's just not how it works.
Well, what is the number one thing that someone can do to increase the probability that they are picking the right person the first time?
Well, here's the thing, Dr. Nita, you can't give what you don't have. And so if you don't have that love for yourself, and you don't know how to comfort and care for yourself, it's impossible to pick somebody who's going to help you do that. And so that's where you start. Right? Because everybody says marriage is 50-50. No, marriage is 100-100. You need to be whole and complete and get your whole and complete person. And now we're doing something, right? Now we're cooking with gas.
Dr. Ish, you're good at this.
Oh, yeah.
You're really good at this.